Good morning. It is Wednesday, August the 30th. I'm Todd Duplantis, and we're live from the HCCTV studios with Up to the Minute. We've got your HCC news and information coming up for the next half hour. My co-host this morning, Dr. Amy Tan, joining us from her home studio. Good to see you, Amy.
Good morning. Good to see you.
So the last few mornings have seemed somewhat pleasant outside. However, believe it or not, don't get your hopes up, folks, because we're seeing swings of like 30 degrees a day. All right, that's just the way it is. However, they say on Sunday, Amy, it's expected to be the hottest. We could get the hottest we've ever been on record here in Houston. They're saying maybe 110 degrees in Houston, Texas in September. On a Saturday or Sunday, I think it is.
Yeah, I just reject that. That is ridiculous. Like, what is happening?
I know. I'm done with this weather. I'm ready for, I'm not a big winter fan, but this summer's been ridiculous. It's been crazy. It seemed like I went out of town, went to Tennessee, came back, and we've lived in the desert since June.
I mean, really, the grass is brown. I remember the drought of 2011. And I remember thinking that year, maybe I should just put rocks and like some native plants. Forget the grass, right? Because it was a mess.
Well, it was sad in 2011 is because I spent a lot of time at Memorial Park that summer. And during the drought, you could just watch the trees just dying, and I think we lost 90% of the trees around the region during that drought. I hate to see what the numbers are going to be like this year.
It's going to be brutal. But Memorial Park, they've really done an amazing job of revitalizing that area.
Yeah, they certainly have. Well, you're indoors now. Stay indoors, watch our show, and you can catch us live every morning at 10 a.m. When HCC is in session, Mondays through Fridays, just about every morning. And we're also in social media. You can catch us anytime, Amy, and on our cable channel.
That's right. We're live on the Houston Community College District Facebook page, not HCC, also on YouTube. We're on X, formerly Twitter, LinkedIn, and on HCCTV at noon, 5, and 10 p.m. And that is Monday through Friday.
I'm still thinking Elon Musk is going to change X back to Twitter. It's going to be like the new Coke thing. He's making you miss it, then he's going to bring it back.
The artist formerly known as Prince.
That's right. Exactly.
That's what I see every time I see X.
So, Amy, you're going to be interviewing this next guest. Nakia Edwards is the executive director of HCC's Adult Education Literacy Program. And it's a program that changes lives and no longer charging anything for it. Nakia, thanks for being here this morning.
Thanks for having me, Todd. It's a pleasure to be here. And Amy, I look forward to talking to you.
Well, we look forward to hearing from you. We'll be with you in about 10 minutes. But right now, we've got a gentleman joining us who really is now become one of our substitute co-hosts, Dr. Phillip Nicotera, joined us once again. He's the president of HCC's Coleman College for Health Sciences. Welcome back to the show, Dr. Nicotera. How are you this morning?
I'm great, Todd. Thanks for having me again. I always love being on the show.
Well, you always have some great things to talk about. And today we're talking about, with the help of HCC Coleman College, HCA Houston Healthcare is solving a shortage of technologists for what is known as CT scans by upskilling some of its general radiologic technologists. First, if you could explain what a CT technologist is and what they do.
Okay. So I think if we think about it, many of us at some time went to the doctor and we had an x-ray, and then the next thing the doctor ordered was a CT scan. A CT scan is a computerized tomography. So it takes a little bit deeper pictures than an x-ray. It actually takes slices of a part of your body so you can see different levels within a specific organ or soft tissue. And so it requires a little bit different skill set to do that.
And when and how did this partnership come about with HCC and HCA Healthcare?
So it happened probably about a year and a half ago. I met the vice president for human resources for the Gulf Coast region of HCA. We were at an event. We started talking. Obviously, a big part of my job as president is to create partnerships with the local healthcare facilities. We had never really had a strong relationship with HCA over the past several years. And so I sought out Mr. Goodman, and we sat down and we talked, and I invited him over for a tour at Coleman, because I also believe that when they come over to see Coleman College and they look at our facilities, they're very surprised at the quality of the facilities and what we're doing and how we're training the students to go out into the workforce. So Mr. Goodman and some of his team came over. We sat down and we talked about various needs that HCA has in terms of employees. Post-COVID, they have seen not only HCA, but the entire healthcare community in Houston and actually around the country has seen great needs for workforce, to replace their workforce. One of the areas in which HCA, as well as others, have identified a very, very strong deficiency was in CT techs. Now, when you're dealing with an organization that has a deficiency, it's an immediate need. And so the idea was, how do we help them decrease that deficiency in a short period of time? And so that's what we're doing with the program.
And how does this partnership work exactly?
So we normally, so we have a CT program at Coleman, at HCC Coleman. It is an advanced technical certificate, and it's basically a 16-week course that they do. And in order to get into the advanced technical certificate, you have to be, you have already had to graduate as an X-ray tech or radiologic tech. Okay, so obviously, what I just mentioned earlier was there was a great need and a sense of urgency. And so what we were able to do is we were able to sit down with HCA. We were able to reduce the time from start to finish to 10 weeks. And by do that, we put the entire didactic portion of the course online, and it is at the pace of the learner. So it's not where you have to be there at a specific time online. And then the second part is we partnered with HCA, where they would do all of the clinical experiences at their site under our supervision. So the employee never has to leave their location.
Do you think this is a trend that you'll see more hospital systems partnering with colleges like Coleman with their employees?
Yes, I do. So just to give you a sense of, once we did this and it was very successful, and we're doing it again with HCA Gulf Coast. So we're also via Mr. Goodman, we're also doing it in Austin. We're also doing it in San Antonio. Wow. And we're doing it, we also are doing it in HCA Mid-America region, which is Kansas City. So we're doing it out there. The one in Austin we're doing with Baylor College of Baylor, Scott and White is what we're doing out in Austin. Now, this upskilling to CT is one way of doing things. We're also working on a partnership that should come to fruition in the next 30 to 45 days with licensed vocational nursing and Memorial Hermann. So yes, to answer your question, this is a trend where I think we're going to see much, much more going on.
And how many cohorts have you graduated through this so far?
We've graduated 4 cohorts.
Okay. And you mentioned another partnership. If other HCC Coleman College can upskill hospital employees, you mentioned we can do it for technicians to nurses. How does that work?
Well, we're actually upskilling certified nursing assistants and patient care technicians. Okay. And so what simply is happening is that we are the hospital system identifies a cohort of PCT techs or CNAs that have completed the couple of prerequisites that we need for the LVN program. We create a special cohort for them. So they go through our didactic classes and they do all of their clinicals at Memorial Hermann. We're also in the works of doing something similar with Harris Health.
I know you're constantly looking for new partnerships, but if other hospital systems are interested in upskilling their employees, who should they contact? Do they reach out to you directly? How does that work?
They should reach out to me directly. They can call my office, or they can email me at phillip.nicotera@hccs.edu, and that's Phillip with 2 L's. I have some very strong partnerships already in the community. We're doing a lot of different work with a lot of different facilities, but we're open to do more. So yes, I'm happy. If they call anyone at HCC, they will end up somehow in my office. So we'll get them to the right place.
I don't think people realize, but you guys have a training facility, which is a fully functional hospital. And I know you guys are getting ready to celebrate a birthday too.
Yes, our 5th year anniversary from when we opened that up. So we're looking forward to that, and we'll be sending out invitations very shortly.
Very good.
We hope all can attend and share in our celebration.
Well, we're definitely going to be there covering that for you guys. Dr. Phillip Nicotera, he is the president of HCC's Coleman College for Health Sciences, always here to share some exciting news. Thanks, Dr. Nicotera. We'll have all your information in our social media post after.
Perfect. Thanks, Todd. Okay. Take care, everyone.
All right, we're going to turn things over to Amy. And Amy, you've got a special guest joining us as well.
I do. Moving on to Nakia Edwards, Executive Director of HCC's Adult Education and Literacy. Welcome back to the show, Nakia.
Hey, it's great to be back. How are you this morning? I'm
doing well. It's good to see you. I know you've been super busy this whole summer.
Yes, it's a lot of weight to be carrying around, especially with a lot of the adult education students that come through. Getting our staff up and ready and continue on. It seems like adult education is the non-sleeping giant because we're always enrolling students.
That's right. And we want to break down some of your programs. But first, tell us about the previous Change Your Life for $20 that you say is no more because now it is completely free.
Correct. And so I never really say free because once you put free on it, it just seems like it demotes it a little bit, right? And so for all the students that qualify for our program, we're able to cover their tuition and books and costs for our programs. So the Change Your Life for $20 marketing campaign was a campaign that's been held in there for a very long time. But due to the opportunities that the grant presents, we're able to take away the $20 and eliminate all barriers to go through and get educated and get started in life to really kind of provide for themselves. So we're trying to create this self-sustainability model for students to come in, get educated, and get a job, or continue on with their associate's program and through the pathways that we have.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So it's free to the student, but there's still costs involved, and HCC is working with grants to provide and to cover those costs. And so that's a significant point. But of course, we all like free things, right?
Yeah, who doesn't? And you guys were talking about the weather earlier, and I walked out the house this morning. It was beautiful. It was like 80 degrees.
Yeah, some of us think 80 is still hot, though, Nakia.
Look, when I feel a little touch of cold, I think I'm good.
Okay, so you're in the right place. So tell us a little bit about the GED program. Do we still call it GED?
Yeah, so the GED program was renamed to HSE, the high school equivalency, high school. So it's the same thing. It's just a name change that kind of happened. But we have the students sign up and register, and then they go through these classes that prepare them to take the test. And so we have some online platforms that they can practice their skill sets online, as well as direct contact with our teachers that are teaching them and getting them prepared to take the actual GED test.
And is that different from what we call the adult high school?
Yeah, so the adult high school it's almost like misleading a little bit, and we're working on the name change for that because adult high school is really more of a credit recovery program for students who want to get caught up in some of their credits that still want to go through high school and get their actual diploma from their home schools.
And this is off script. I'm assuming that we're still serving a wide range and a non-traditional population. So the ages we're really talking about adults.
When and it just depends because adult high school is more of the students who still are in that range to graduate with their class. Anybody above that age or past their class ages, we recommend them that they go through our GED program. But if they're persistent, we do work with them as well. We don't want to push any students away, but we just kind of give them, we advise them dependent upon their situation.
And so we have the multiple tracks that are
Very
available.
much true. Very much true.
So, and I know we have a very strong academic ESOL program. You also have an ESL program. Can you give us some information about that and how it's a little different?
Right, and so our ESL program, obviously, the difference between one of the main differences is the cost. The cost is the hugest difference out of all of it. But we do have teachers that are diligently working with English language learners that are coming from all different types of countries and putting them through the rigors of our particular classes. One of the things that I know that we have is we have multiple levels of our ESL classes, and we, for all of our students, depending on the program they go through, but everybody has some type of pretest. We want to see where are you at and what level you're going to start on, and then we start that student from there. For one of the stories that we had, we were working with a student out of Fort Bend ISD, and we were at the registration, and this student had no language at all. And so, and that's how low of a language. Nobody in the room spoke any type of language that he only spoke a tribal language. And then the person that dropped him off just dropped him off. Like usually, they'll stay with him to help us to help us work with getting their paperwork or whatever filled out. But I mean, we start from level 1 all the way to level 6.
That's a real service, and I know that that you probably have multiple tests. Is the TSI the only test, or is it a test?
Right, and so our testing modules, so for our ESL students, our English language learners, we put them through a test which is called Best Plus. And the Best Plus test is a test that gives them a verbal, a written, and then a verbal, written. So it's a verbal and written test. I don't know if there's and it basically gauges on what level of English that they're on. And then our text chase students, which is also known as GED students, they're given a TABE test, and the TABE test tests them on their levels for reading, writing, and math. And that gives us what we call an EFL, educational functioning level. Tells us what functioning level they're on, and we move them from there. And then for our Career4U Academy students, they also take the TABE test if they're English, if their native language is English, and if they're English language learners, then we'll put them and we'll give them a Best Plus test as well.
And at what point do they get to try to take the TSI to test into college level classes?
So that's the special part about adult education, is that our adult education students do not have to take the TSI test to get into college. We do have a TSI boot camp for those wanting to get into college and take associates or now bachelor for our bachelor's programs. We can prep them in doing a TSI boot camp, which is pretty much an intensive 4-week course that will help them understand the various objectives that will be tested on the TSI exam. So our students that are going through our Text Chase and Career4U Academy don't have to take TSI, but those who want to prepare for the TSI, we do have a TSI boot camp for them as well.
And you have a Career4U Academy. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, so what we've done in adult education is created a pathway and a pipeline, right? And so what we try to do is get our text chase students and our ESL students up to a level to where they can function and pass one of our workforce training classes that we offer through Career4U Academy. And so we try to level them up and try to keep on leveling them up to either ultimately get a job or go on to one of our associates programs. And so Career4U Academy was put in place. It is a program that offers that has a focus in the 5 major areas in the Houston area, which is 5 academies, which is Construction Academy, our Healthcare Academy, our IT Academy, our Business Academy, and then our Manufacturing Academy. And under each one of these different academies, we have 3 to 6 different workforce level 1 certificate trainings that students are able to, once qualified, are able to enroll in and have their tuition and books covered by the Career4U Academy program. And so, and what that enables them to do to get it enables them to go through the class, release any type of stresses about not having finances to pay for it. It also provides a support class, and that support class is coupled with the workforce training. And that support class is something that works with the student, helps the student, and kind of lifts the student up with any barriers that may have happened while they're going through the class, or that they may need some extra help. So these two things that are put in place are really to help student success and keep these students moving forward in providing a self-sustainable life for themselves.
Excellent opportunities. And we're running out of time. Do you have any quickly special events coming up?
Yeah, so we're like I said in the beginning of the interview, we're always enrolling. So you can always go to our website at hccs.edu/change my life. And then you can click on the blue bar. The blue bar takes you to our orientation. All of our students that want coverage for their tuition have to go through our orientation. They go through there, they pick a region, and then they'll pick a subject, whether they're going to be Career4U, one of our workforce trainers, ESL, or our GED classes. And then they just kind of go through there and pick the time and the date that they want that works for them. And then we'll get them orientated. Once they go through orientation, they're assigned a program assistant, and then they'll be taken care and taken through our process and getting started in classes. So you can always reach out to me at my email, Nakia.Edwards, that's Nakia.Edwards@hccs.edu. I'm here to help. My phone number is 713-718-6142. We're here to help and try to get as many students through our programs as we can to take advantage while we have this grant money, because we know grant money's always run out. But we've been doing it for the past 20 plus years. So we've been doing something right.
Yes, absolutely. And thank you for changing lives. Nakia Edwards, Executive Director of HCC's Adult Education and Literacy. We'll have all that information in the post after the show as well. Take care.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Amy.
All right, thank you both. So we've got a few announcements to go through. One of them, our rec sports is back in full force with basketball camps. Several Northwest campuses. Join HCC's Northwest College for some upcoming sport camps and activities, starting with this basketball camp. It's 12:30 to 3 p.m. Tuesday through Thursday, September 5th through the 7th. It's Katy, Spring Branch, and A-Leaf campus. Check our post after the show for registration information. And I believe a lot of those courts are indoors, so we should be good there.
Air conditioning.
Yes, air conditioning is important.
That's right. We also have some SCORE workshops continuing. You can obtain the OBO minority certification. This is through HCC's Entrepreneurial Initiative. They are offering another free SCORE workshop to learn more about obtaining Office of Business Opportunity, the OBO minority certifications. That's going to be Thursday, September 7th from 1 to 3 p.m. at our Missouri City campus. And there is registration info in the post after the show.
Free groceries are available for HCC students, faculty, and staff through the Community Health Market Trailer and Houston Food Bank. It's offered at HCC campuses. No pre-registration is needed, but go early before some items run out. It's from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Wednesday, September 19th at HCC's A-Leaf campus. It's the Community Health Market Trailer. We'll have some information in our post after the show. Also, there's a faculty exhibition coming up as well.
Yes, also air conditioned.
There you go.
Janine Dykes from HCC Northwest. She has identified as a third culture kid for 20 years, making artworks reminiscent of toys. This is just one of several faculty exhibitions across the HCC system that is through November 3rd at the HCC Northwest Spring Branch Gallery. It is free, so be sure to check the post to register.
Okay, real important. I'm going to skip down to registration because fall registration is still open for Second Start. That starts, I believe, on September the 18th. All courses are offered online and in person. You got online anytime, online on a schedule, hybrid labs, and also in-person classes, traditional classes on our campuses. All those are open. Make sure you register, though. The semester is getting shorter by the minute. Go to hccs.edu/apply. So tomorrow on the show, Sharday will be here. I'm not here tomorrow. Sharday will be here, but she'll be talking with the Houston Museum of Natural History about their Everything Fabergé exhibit, and they're more than just eggs. And don't forget, we'll have a long weekend coming up. Monday's a holiday. It's Labor Day. You probably already know that. So prepare for a long weekend, albeit a very hot weekend, Amy. You know that.
Well, I'll be going to Atlanta and Lookout Mountain, so I'm going to escape it.
Yep. Enjoy Lookout Mountain, one of my favorite spots. All right, Amy, we'll see you next week. Thank you all for joining us here on Up to the Minute this morning. Sharday's here tomorrow morning, and she'll be live at 10 a.m. See you then.